Okay folks, check this out, right? So we've got the Basil Pesto Cheese bake here. This is 100% vegan. And we're gonna cut it open and we're gonna show you how to make this. Greetings beautiful people, welcome back to Uncle Lou's Kitchen. Folks, I've got a very special episode for you today. I've brought in a very special guest, Ziv from Seeds Vegan. He's a professional patisserie chef, and today we're going to be making something incredible. Go ahead and introduce yourself, young man.
Hi guys, I'm Ziv Sandler, head chef of Seeds Vegan, and we're today going to make basil cheese pastries.
Folks, let's get cooking.
Alright guys, we're going to start with baking the dough. I'm going to show you how to do it.
As always, the full recipe will be in the description down below. For the dough ingredients: cold water, sugar, salt, flour, gluten, dry yeast, vegan butter, and some sesame seeds for decoration.
Okay, so we're going to start off now with the first step. So Ziv, tell us what we're doing.
We're going to build everything on the dough ingredients except for the butter and the salt.
Yep.
And we'll let it process for 3 minutes just to establish a preliminary gluten network. Now we're stepping the dough and we're putting salt and butter inside and processing it for another 6 minutes on a high speed.
So now that's finished.
Yeah, now that's finished. It's flexible, as you can see. We oil a little bit from the outside, so it will be easier to remove. Form a small bowl. Doesn't have to be perfect. Put a little oil in the bowl. Cover all the surface with oil so it won't have a shell while it's proofing. And we put it aside, proofing inside the freezer, so it will cool down as well as proof.
Do we need to cover it with anything?
No, because this is the oil makes the job for us.
Oh, lovely.
And now after the dough is ready, we're gonna make the basil cheese fillings.
And for the pesto spread, 1 large potato, some basil, garlic cloves, canola oil, breadcrumbs, and salt.
Okay, now we're putting the potatoes in cold water and we're going to let that boil all together.
Exactly.
Eventually.
We made a potato for 2 batches. You can also make a bigger one, of course, and also freeze it after boiling and use it next time you make a pastry.
1 eternity later.
Okay, now we're gonna make the filling of the basil pesto. We're gonna blend together the potatoes, which is already cooled down. Seasoning of salt and garlic, and of course all the basil. Breadcrumbs and olive oil. Blend it by pulses so it won't get too gooey, which has a tendency for the potato to be.
Can I ask, what's the purpose of the breadcrumbs?
The reason I use also potatoes and breadcrumbs, after baking we'll have as much pesto left as we possibly can. It prevents dehydration. This is done.
A few moments later.
For the vegan cheese, soaked cashews, coconut cream, water, lemon juice, nutritional yeast, cornstarch, agar-agar, and some salt.
Okay, so while we're preparing the lemons, I thought I'd do a little interview here. So Ziv, tell us a bit about your business, a bit about yourself.
Well,
how did it all start, your journey?
My journey starts when I was, before I was vegan, I was a pastry cook for about 10 years. After about 10 years I became vegan and I really wanted to have my own place. So eventually I did, and it was a vegan patisserie in Tel Aviv. I think the most unique thing about my business is its whole round patisserie. We make cakes, we make pastries, we make cookies, everything almost.
So I'm going to be putting a link in the description to Ziv's website and to his Instagram and the Facebook page.
Yeah, of course.
And be sure to check it out.
Okay, we're making the coconut cashew cheese, which means we're gonna boil the coconut cream with salt, nutritional yeasts, and agar-agar. Whisk it gently and bring it to a boil. Meanwhile, I'm gonna blend together the cashew, which I soaked overnight, or at least 2 hours, lemon juice, and water. When that's smooth enough, I'm gonna put it into the little bowl and mix it together with the cornstarch. I'm gonna put the cornstarch into the blended cashew and mix it together so it will absorb all the starch. Now we can see that the coconut cream is boiling. We can whisk it a little bit, and add all the cashew that we blended to the pan and whisk it again until it boils again. Whisk it constantly so it won't stick to the pan.
So you're going to be whisking that throughout the whole?
Yeah, constantly.
Oh, so you don't stop?
Yeah, otherwise the cashew will
it will sink to the bottom?
Yeah, exactly, and get burnt.
And how do you know when to stop? Just
it's gonna boil again.
Good man. Right, so where are we at now?
Now this is already boiled again. It's ready, and we just need to cool it down.
Okay. Right, so now we've transferred the
Cashew cheese,
yeah.
and put it in the freezer.
Meanwhile,
Okay, now we're taking the dough after it cools down, lighting it a little bit, flouring it a little bit, place it on the counter, and we're gonna flatten it to about this size of square.
What's your favorite type of recipes that you make?
Actually, it's things like that, yeast dough. Everything that has to do with yeast and proofing, I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's very fulfilling to me. The fancy stuff, the mousse cakes, I don't like it so much. It's like very nice to know it, but I don't like to make it so much as I like to make yeast. So after we flatten the dough, we're gonna spread the softened butter all over the dough. That's to incorporate more fat into the dough without making it a heavy dough that will make it hard for you to proof correctly.
You said you've been doing this for over 10 years?
Yeah, almost 15.
Wow.
Now we're gonna roll it into a tight roll. Make sure that all the time we're gonna straighten the edges so we won't have extracts that we don't want to. And that goes back to the freezer until the filling is ready. Put it onto a tray. We can put it in the freezer and just let it rest for a few minutes so it will toughen up again. Okay, we're gonna divide the dough after it cooled down when it's firm and not too flexible to 12 pieces. You can see the layering of the butter will make it a little lighter when it's proof. Roll it into a ellipse.
What else can you use this dough for? Like, what's it good for?
Almost everything. It's like almost, you can call it like a primitive croissant dough. So you can make it savory, you can make it sweet. Any filling will do.
You wouldn't be able to use it for pizza dough, like let's say for example?
Yeah, not for pizza. Only if you want to make it thick.
Yeah.
Thick dough pizza. Spread the pesto, the basil paste until it reaches the edge of each ellipse.
It's just so beautiful.
On top of that, the cheese we made will give it extra fattiness and creaminess. Cut 4 to 5, doesn't really matter how much as long as it doesn't go all the way through. And now diagonal rolling.
Look how beautiful that is.
Now right now I see it's going to be a little hard to fold it together. So what I'm going to do is a little stretching. So it will be easier to roll it. And that's it.
So good.
That we put on a tray and let it proof.
Amazing. Okay, so now we're going to show you one that doesn't need to be stretched out, hopefully. a work of art.
And you can see the potato here will not evaporate it because it's made of so many
Starches.
exactly, which will happen with a regular pesto with a lot of oil. It took me a lot of time to make something that wouldn't have a too strong taste. This is only enough, and all we have to do is just fold it, roll it. I'm not sure of the verb. And that's it.
Now Ziv's also been an absolute gentleman, and he's made us cookies on the side. But this wasn't for the camera. This was just a very nice gesture, and they look. The whole house smells like of chocolate cookies now.
We just finished making the pastries, putting it on the tray, and now we're gonna decorate them with sesame seeds. I'm gonna use a spritzer, but of course you can use a brush to wet the pastry. It's not a problem. What I'm doing is wetting it lightly, taking it away from the tray, and placing it in a sesame seed bowl or a box. You see it's very dense, but when it's gonna proof, it's gonna be a very light and
Spread out.
spread out. Yeah, exactly.
So this is water, yeah? It's
Yeah,
not,
just
instead
water,
of eggs.
not eggs, not corn flour with water, just simple water from tap.
You're the first person I've ever seen do that. I didn't even know you could do
Yeah,
that.
it's a bakery tip. All bakers do it with the bread. So I took it from there. Now, right now we're gonna let it proof for about 30 minutes to 1 hour. Wait for it to double its size. Almost touch each other on this kind of tray. Preheat the oven for 220 Celsius degrees.
Okay.
Okay, so we're putting it inside. Yeah, and now we're gonna change the temperature 20 degrees down. I'm doing it because the baking temperature is 200, but I want a heat wave at the first of the baking. Now the first time of the baking is over. We're gonna rotate the trays and also put the lower one on the higher position and vice versa.
Okay, right. So that was in there for 8 minutes.
Yeah.
First time round.
Yeah, and the next time around is about 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Okay.
The oven is done, the pastries are ready. We're just gonna leave them for 1 or 2 minutes to dry up and make it more firm so it won't crush while it's cooling down.
Lovely. Okay, the moment of truth. Let's do this. Oh my goodness. Flipping amazing. Look at this. Wow. Yeah, go ahead, take it out. Damn. Yeah. Put that there. Folks. What a beautiful day. Look at that. Guys, we're going to take this outside. I need to film this in the sun. You can get to see it for yourselves. Absolutely amazing. Look at that. Okay, folks, check this out, right? So we've got the Basil Pesto Cheese Bake here. This is 100% vegan. A little bit more, it's all fluffy. It's like, look at that. Beautiful people. Beautiful recipe. Right, I'm going to, so we're doing a taste test. Oh. Oh, fucking wow. Okay, so the first thing, within a second you just get an explosion of flavor. The basil's fresh. The dough's soft and yummy. It's like it looks like a pretzel, but it's not. It's just really good. Man, eat. Eat, man. This is flipping amazing. Now we're going to hand you over to Ziv. He's going to tell you how to find him and his website and everything, and where you can try this. Come on, man. Come. Let's do this.
Okay. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and making this recipe. You can reach me at Seeds Vegan on Instagram or Vegan Seeds Facebook or just my website, Vegan Seeds COIL.
I just want to say, my man. Elbow. COVID elbow we're doing right here. The COVID elbow. Lads, this is flipping amazing, right? And that's me being polite about it. Folks, hope you enjoyed this video. Tell them to subscribe.
Subscribe!
Leave a comment down below, guys. We'd both be happy to read your comments. Ziv will be checking in, so leave a nice, good word for him. Do try this out for yourselves. Check him out on the Instagram. Have a good one. See you next time.
Thank you guys.
And once again, beautiful people, thank you so much for checking in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, a massive thanks to Ziv from Seeds Vegan. I want to wish him all the success on his career, his future, an amazing chef, and it's been an absolute pleasure cooking with you, my friend. I hope you enjoyed making this video just as much as I did recording it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for vegan soul food from all around the world. It helps me keep my hobby alive, and we can show anyone that's open-minded enough that just because it's vegan, it doesn't make it boring, and you get to keep all the classics while staying fantastic. Ciao for now, beautiful people.
So I wasn't expecting this, but look, he's come with everything. That's mad. So yeah, we got a professional in the house.